This is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Reporter TV. We're very pleased to be joined today by Ami Daniel, the CEO and co-founder of Windward. And Ami, first and foremost, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Greg. What's up? Best regards from Tel Aviv.
I'm sure many of the people watching and reading our pages know the Windward name. But can you just give an overview of Windward today and some metrics to illustrate your scope in the market?
Sure. So we're a maritime AI company. We build technologies. We're a technology company. We provide software as a service to different businesses. We work across government and commercial also includes energy, banks, shipping, traders, and so forth. We've built a platform called Maya, which basically combines 10 years of data, about 10 billion data points, crunches them together to the only platform in the world that combines global information 24/7 on vessels behaviors, ownership, who's behind these ownership, which means ultimate beneficiary owner who gets paid, and actually what's the cargo, and connects all of that together to a future forward recommendation. Or in other words, it's not about the data, it's about the decision support and the recommendations we provide to our users.
Okay, so when you look at your the breadth of the clients that you serve today, can you give me just some kind of metric, number of companies, number of ships, however you put it?
Well, we work with customers which combine about 30% of the world's oil in trading, 60-something% of the world's tonnage, maybe 65% of the world's tonnage. We have government customers across United States, Europe. We just announced Mayoff last week, also, although they've been working with us for a while. We have customers in Africa, in Asia, in the Middle East. And these government guys screen vessels coming into their ports. Shipping companies, I think, is an emerging space for us. As you know, there's been a lot of crunch on maritime regulation in the last, 4 or 5 months. And obviously that's been driving a lot of need because in essence, whatever happened in financial services 20 years ago, in terms of your personal bank account, your ability to move money around the world, or my ability to move money around the world, which in other words is the loophole in financial services, is now happening in shipping. And the regulators are closing these loopholes and the barge is going up and everybody needs to respond kind of down.
Okay, well, I mean, I think if I'm not understating it, your company is about helping shipping companies to mitigate risk. And obviously the current COVID-19 pandemic situation is elevating risk on a number of levels. Just from where you sit, can you give an overview of how you see COVID-19, the shipping industry today?
Yeah, I think COVID-19 is taking us all to the edge, and the edge of everything. On a personal level, my 2 young kids are here at home. So, the border between personal and business is kind of getting fuzzy and smudgy. But at the same time, it also combines with a lot of regulatory push. And I think that the issue with shipping companies, the challenge is just continuing to trade with confidence. If you look at what we're talking and seeing from shipping companies, they're required to do 3 big things today that are really hard on a manual scale, specifically to the bigger ones. So number 1 is screen every ship-to-ship transfers. In other words, who am I taking cargo from, or where am I bunkering from? That's number 1. Number 2, which cargo am I lifting? And you're required to go to a heightened level of due diligence before you lift that cargo. One of our customers last week told me they had to prove to a big charter that the cargo they took wasn't from Libya. Actually, it was from Crimea, but that charter does work with Crimea, so that's okay. And lastly, they're required to screen and monitor every S&P sales and purchase, both when they buy new vessels or they sell new vessels. One of our customers actually got a call from one of the regulators asking them, why did you sell your ship to an Iranian company? And they were like, well, we didn't. They didn't, but they had a pass-through. So they sold it to a third party, which held it for 3 weeks and then sold it to an Iranian vessel. So I think the upshot is CEOs of shipping companies aren't legal experts. They're not banks, which have these huge compliance departments, but still this is not something to take lightly. And if you run a company with 5,000 employees and 200 vessels worth whatever, 20 billion, 10 billion worth of equipment and cargo and vessels, probably technology which is not that expensive and can accelerate, make you trade with confidence, but also accelerate the way you understand your business and provide you an edge 6 months down the road, I think is probably a good thing to consider.
If you're going to your ship owners today and you're discussing the top 3 or 4 ways in which they can mitigate their risk in this environment, what would those tips be?
So number 1 is go digital. Number 2 is be proactive. Don't wait around for the app to blow up in your face. Identify that and move on. Number 3 is choose a partner which is trustworthy and takes you to the bleeding edge. If you choose something which is 20 years old, you're kind of going to lose your edge. And number 4, use this as management agenda. If you're the CEO, understand this is a hook. This is a way to accelerate your path into actually being better and more competitive and making more money, if that makes sense. And obviously, I'll circle back to the 3 points I mentioned before that are required from ship owners as per the new regulation. Screen ship to ship, screen cargoes you lift, and make sure when you do S&P, it's with the right people and monitor that.